So this practice asks us to ask our wise mind what the answer might be. So very often we take decisions based on our emotions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes our emotions can get hot. They can be, a little out of control, and actually that's maybe not always the best way to make a decision. On the other hand, sometimes our emotions are cold, and we have, rather than an emotional mind, we have a very rational mind, but it's devoid of any emotions. And that is also not always the best place to make a decision from. So in this practice, we're going to blend the two. We're going to allow our rational mind and our emotional mind just to sit next to each other, and somehow to blend the two and ask our wise mind what the answer to the question is. So if you have a particular question that's going on, if you're a little bit stuck or a little bit perplexed about what to do next and how to do it, this practice here just gives us a few moments to ask the wise mind. And we might have to come back to this a few times before we find an appropriate response to our question. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, listening to the bell to take us into the practice, and then following the guidance. So this practice can be used wherever you are. So standing or sitting or lying down, just tuning into your posture now. Feeling the different parts of your body, maybe noticing the strain or stress in different muscle groups. Anywhere where your body is in touch, in contact with something else. And your eyes can be open or closed, whichever you feel most comfortable with. And making sure that we're grounded now. So by that I just mean that we're in touch in a sensory way with what's around us. So noticing the sensations in your arms maybe. Can you notice that as they hang from your shoulders, the weight of them? Can you notice your hands at the end of your arms? Where are they resting? How are they resting? Can you feel them in contact with whatever's next to them? Can you feel your butt cheeks touching the chair? Or maybe you're resting against the wall right now. Can you notice that? And if your eyes are closed, can you notice the weight of your eyes as they're closed? So bringing some mindfulness, appropriate attitudes to this practice now. So bringing here an attitude of non-judgment. Non-judgment towards the situation, non-judgment towards the question, non-judgment towards ourselves. And can we give some of that Attenborough curiosity, that David Attenborough always exploring, always looking intently can we be curious like he might be curious, observing some animals in the jungle? Curious, what is this? What am I noticing here? And just accept what's here in the moment. This is just the way it is. This is just where I find myself. So now, if you will, just shifting your attention to the question that you're bringing. What should you do? How should you do it? Who should you talk to? Who should you listen to? Whatever the question is, just bringing it to the forefront of your mind right now. Might be a struggle that you're having. Might be some tension in a relationship. Something unresolved maybe, and you find yourself stuck for a way forward. Not wanting to be cold, not wanting to be hot with your response, but wanting to be wise. So when you have that question, the question that you've brought with you, bringing it and seeking out your wise mind, trusting that deep inner part of yourself that will hold the wisdom, inner wisdom, a deep resource of compassion and patience and wisdom. So on your next in-breath, breathing in deeply, allowing your chest to expand and asking the question of your wise mind. So breathing in, asking the question. And then on your next out-breath, listening for the answer. Breathing in, asking the question. Breathing out, listening for the wise reply. On the in-breath, repeating the question. On the out-breath, listening gently to the response. And if your mind is wandering, welcome to being human. If you find yourself judging something or someone, just notice that. Notice how the mind is distracted and bring yourself gently back to the question. Asking with curiosity, with openness and sincerity. And if as you are practicing this practice, you notice that the question is changing, then maybe it's worth listening to your wise mind that maybe this is the question you need to be asking. So listening with curiosity, listening with openness, listening with sincerity. if you're struggling with this approach to finding your wise mind, then maybe if you are good at visualizing, or you like visualizing, just imagine yourself at the edge of a really deep well where the water is blue and rich, and you have a small stone in your hand. It is the question that you've brought. Just gently dropping your question, gently dropping that stone, that flake of stone, into the deep blue well, and allowing it to make its way slowly through the water. Your question finding the bottom of the well in due course. And as it does so, just listening for the answer, gently, with curiosity and kindness and gentleness. Finding your wise mind. Remember, it might take several goes. You might have to return to this practice just to find the wisdom that sits deep within, with your wise mind wanting to show you the way.